Okay, guys, here we go. Finally got at least a brief chance to hang out and stream with you guys a little bit. I just got done editing the Room movie, and it's uploading. Well, it's uploaded, but now YouTube is in the process of going through all its checks. And so now is when I sit here and cross my fingers, because if it comes back blocked for any reason, I have to go in and re-edit and start the process all over. So keep your fingers crossed with me. So right now I got a little downtime where I'm just waiting for that to take place. I like that, Morgan. That's a good way to enter. Beep, beep, motherfuckers. Hey, Jacob and Gallifrey. Henry's in, and Sarah Unboo's back with us. So I just figured these tend to be some of our seem to be some of our most popular streams. The Ask Me Anything. So I thought it was a fun way to just sit and hang out. I don't think I can. No, I don't have results from YouTube yet on whether or not the Room is gonna go up without a problem. Who else is in with us here? Hey, Jeff's here, and Zuchen, Rosalina. Good to see ya. You got a notification? Must have been an accident. YouTube, sorry. No, the teddy bear. I like that. No. And another bear here. Got a lot of bears today. Ace Jowl. I just heard about that, Morgan, about MHA season 7. Yeah. Oh my God, we have got over at the Goosh. It just made me think we've got so many things to catch up on now. Plus, we're almost done with The Office, which means we get to jump over to Always Sunny. I really missed that. I was really getting into that one. That's funny. Michael Jackson got wrecked. Yeah. Hydra says, "Hey, Big Daddy Curtis, how's your week been so far?" Good. Having a good time. I've got a new thing that I'll make a video about it at some point. Brax and I have a new passion. It's pickleball. Any of you guys play pickleball? I've gotten like way into it. I'm having, you would not believe how late I am in the day now. A lot of the days getting videos done because I want to take time out during my day to go play freaking pickleball. Pickleball is what is it? Like, you can look it up on YouTube. There's like thousands of videos. It's one of the fastest growing sports in America. But it's basically small tennis or big ping pong, depending on how you look at it. Oh, that I've made plenty of them, Gallifrey. He says Curtis playing pickleball. There has to be a dirty joke in there somewhere. And one of the one of the basic tenets of playing pickleball is called dinking. I swear to you, that's true. It's called pickleball. You have to dink to participate. Oh, it has been ripe for my very advanced, cerebral, mature sense of humor. Anbu says, "Ask me anything besides the time I bagged the toaster." No, geez, Anbu, that was actually though. That should be like something you'd want to talk about. I would want to know about that. I would want to share that. As a matter of fact, now that you put the idea in my head, the next one of these we have, I can share it because I need to do that now. Well, No says, "I thought tennis was big ping pong." If you look at pickleball, it's actually, it covers it better because in pickleball you play with paddles instead of rackets, and you have a more table tennis looking court. Hey, John and Bob. Cerebral, yes, that's exactly the word for it, big boss. Jacob says, "How tall are you?" That's a depressing thing, Jacob. I have actually shrunk, which my doctor says is not unusual, especially with all the trauma I put on my body. My whole life, I was just under 6 foot, like 5'11 and a quarter, 5'11 and a half, right around there. Now I'm a hair under 5'10. The hell is that shit? Because I argued with my doctor. They were measuring me one day. I went in, for my yearly physical there, and the nurse said 5'9 and 3/4. I'm like, what? And your thing's off, because she goes, no. And I said, I was standing against the wall. She said, "I'm sure it's accurate." And I was talking to my doctor about it. And he goes, well, he said, first of all, it's not unusual for people to shrink up as they get older. Their spine compresses. He says, but think about how many times in wrestling you've sat out on your ass to deliver a move or to take a move, and how many times you're throwing your body off things. He said, "You dumbass. That's why you're shorter." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Oh, I don't give excuses, Galfrida lady friends. This is it. It ain't much, but it's all you're getting right now, right here. No excuses. You're 6'3", Jacob? Now I never quite made 6 foot. Not quite. Just a hair under. That's what's important. Alex says I'm short, but my dick tall. Come on, we all know where we really want the height. And of course, that one I didn't have to get old to shrink. That never really measured up. Yeah, that's funny. How am I feeling today? Is my spine okay? Sure, my spine's fine. The back issues I have are from torn muscles in my lower back that I ripped off the bone. I've been struggling with this playing pickleball now. I've been struggling with it a little bit. Morgan, that's the post of the day so far. Morgan says I'm 5'3", a shorty. I got a huge dong though. No, you're 5'8". I don't know. I wonder what is the average height, at least in America. I know it differs by country. Let me look. I'm curious. It used to be like 5'8", I think it was. Average height for a male in America. And I'm proud to be in America. 5'9". Okay, so I'm still just barely over average now. What the hell? In America, slightly above the global average height for males, which is 5 feet, 7.5 inches. God damn it. Nature is knocking me back down to getting my height below average. Yeah, you're right, Henry. 5'9". 5'9". Do I have any grandchildren? Yes, several. Jagerbaum. Yes. Brian says, have you seen the Bob's Burgers Uncensored video on YouTube? No, you should know I haven't seen that one. I have not. Big Green says, looking at dick sizes? No, nah, it's too depressing, Big Green. It's funny, though. You can get 27 different reports depending on who wrote the article or which scientist did the research and, as to far as what average dick size is. Because, if you got 9 inches, you're not looking it up anyway because you don't give a fuck. Have I ever had any crazy hairdos? No, Swincy. I never liked my orange hair to get very long anyway. It bothered me as soon as it touched my ear. So I just for most of my life, I had a close crop cut. And if I did let my hair grow out a little bit, it would just be just above the ears and nothing special. And then it was so thick. My hair was always monstrously thick. It got annoying. So that's when I shaved it and never let it grow back. It worked out good for the wrestling gimmick too. First time I shaved it, I was actually, my family had moved and we had been out of state. We moved back to New York. I was going to a school in Cobleskill, New York. And that summer, right before school went back, I shaved off all my hair. Now, mind you, this is going back in the 70s when nobody shaved their heads. And this is how messed up I am. The reason I did it was I was going to be at a new school and stuff. So I figured, what the hell? I'm going to do something that makes me stand out and I can find who wants to be an asshole and I'm going to punch them in the face. I went from one extreme to the other. When I was little, I got bullied. When I decided to stop being bullied and fought back, I discovered I liked fighting, but I never wanted to bully anybody. So I would do shit like shave off all my hair as kind of a bully magnet so I could find out who I wanted to hit. Oh, Wolverine, that's horrible. How do you cure a ginger? Chemotherapy. Yeah. Oh. Big Green says they called you a skinhead, I bet. Oh, yeah, all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Skinhead, obviously Mr. Clean, depending on how inventive they wanted to be. But back then, the notion of skinheads wasn't as predominant as it is now. Few kids would say it. But it worked. You immediately attracted the bully. Oh, look, new guy's got no hair. Hey, new guy, you got no hair. Poof. It's like, all right, let's go. Uh, Dama Muerto says, do you know about the Plum Core channel that is ran by Jojo Filthy Frank from the background? It's got filth written all over. No, I hadn't heard about that. I know, somebody else took over Papa Franco's channel or his persona, but I didn't know about him being behind another channel. I don't know about Rick and Morty. I haven't decided yet. So that kid's doing good, except just today, as a matter of fact, talking about this, he tweaked his ankle. Well, actually, it's the bottom of his foot. Those tendons on the bottom of his foot a little when we were playing pickleball yesterday, and so we're gonna play tomorrow. But I don't know if he'll be able to. He's walking around very gingerly. It's swollen today. Hi, Jill. Hi, Curtis. What makes your skin crawl and why? I mean, it's nothing new to you guys. You know this. I'm not freaked out by much. So there's not a lot to draw from, but it would be foods. It would be the thought of eating mayonnaise, or even eating American cheese. I mean, it makes me want to. Talking about it makes me want to shiver. That would definitely be the top of my list. Jacob says, I like your facial hair. At least yours connects. My mustache and beard don't connect on the side part of my face. Yeah, but mine, I can identify with it because mine gets thin right through here. It does connect. It didn't when I was younger. Everything changes as you get older. But now it's grown in. And actually, since I went gray, you can see better that it does connect. When I was younger and it was red, it was hard to even tell that it connected. No, the chats won't move to the new channel, Sideshowman. This channel will never go away. What I'm trying to do is, because YouTube won't give us any type of push or reach with this channel, if the Grandpa Curtis Reactions channel takes off, we can get it monetized and start getting interest there. I'm going to move definitely the movie reactions there, probably the TV show reactions, but there will be content here too. There'll be live streams. Anytime I do the try not to laugh, anything outside of that will stay here. This channel will always remain unless YouTube X's it on me. But this channel will always be here and always have content. Jaeger says the same. You never watched the other Filthy Frank Curtis. He quit too. Oh, he quit too? I didn't know that. He's out? I didn't know that. Hi, Chris. Jonah Blob says mayo is good, but American cheese is disgusting. Oh, both those foods are just, so disgusting to me. Oh, Gimster. Why is pineapple pizza number one? I say it deserves it. See, pineapple is not a food I hate. I don't care for it. It's nothing I eat, but I just don't care for it. It's just the idea of it, that concept. And I live with it because my wife loves Hawaiian pizza, ham and pineapple on it. That just doesn't go together for me at all. No, pineapple on pizza. Big Brother Green says, what made you want to start doing YouTube? Well, actually, this was the second channel I ever created. The Curtis Candy channel I made back in 2007, shortly after YouTube started, or 2006, around there somewhere. But this one we started because Brax was 11 at the time, and we watched a lot of YouTube, and we would watch gaming, and him and I were both way into Call of Duty. So all the Call of Duty videos were the rage on YouTube at that time in 2011, and all the people, all the YouTubers putting out content were brilliant players. That's why they posted content. And I sucked ass. So I told Rex, I said, hey, it'd be funny to start a channel of somebody who really sucks at the game instead of as a master. And that's how it started. Yeah, that's where I am, Henry. He says pineapple doesn't fit with bread, tomato sauce, and cheese. It's because, again, there's not many foods I like. You guys know that my tastes are just so ridiculously limited. It's sad. But pineapple isn't horrible by itself, but I don't want it on my goddamn pizza. Get it off my fucking pizza. I don't know how my wife does it. Because typically, well, if we have pizza together, we'll get. She likes sausage and mushroom on her pizza. I'm okay with that, and we'll get it halves and halves, or I'll even eat that along with her. But every once in a while, she gets, I feel like a Hawaiian pizza. It's like, why? Why does that sentence even exist? Nobody should ever feel like a Hawaiian pizza. Oh, Prisma says my grandmother would eat mayonnaise and banana sandwiches. I never got it myself, but she told me she liked the contrast. Oh, and the question was, what makes my skin crawl? There you go. Oh. Alex says most COD YouTubers from back then are irrelevant now. That's interesting. I never think to look them up. Are they? Have they pretty much gone by the wayside? As we're going here, guys, I'm watching chat. I forgot, speaking to the Grandpa Curtis Reactions channel, I got something I have to post over there. I'll just use my phone, put it up this way. I'll be right with your super chat, Mint Man. Just going to pop this video up. I'm going to pop it up for you guys. Come on, finger, do your work. Okay. Mintman says, this is Retro Mintman. Please leave your parents' credit card information. You heard him, guys. Please put your numbers in. Quasar says, going to watch Star Wars Episode 1 tomorrow in theaters. Going to be fun. Now, Quasar, is it actually Episode 1, or was it the first Episode 4 that they released first? Because I thought, and I very well may have heard that wrong, I thought they were releasing the original 3 again. The first 3 aired, but I might be wrong. Lex says, pineapple's like a 5 out of 10 fruit in any format other than juice. Then it becomes a 10 out of 10 with vodka. Elvin says, hey, by the way, what is the second channel name? Can you link this in your main channel? Yeah, I should put that link up in my main channel. Hold on, I'll give you the direct link here. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I haven't done that. Okay. Grandpa Curtis. Let's see if it shows up in the search even. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Here's the link to the new channel. And as I said, the idea of this one is just eventually that's where I'd like to, we'll see how it works out, move the movie reactions and TV reactions. But tomorrow, let me check and see if that, because for those of you who don't know, I just posted the room. Well, I just uploaded the room to the channel here. But when you upload a movie, you have that horrible waiting period where you wait to see YouTube's original check to see if it's going to get not demonetized but blocked or not. Let's see. No restrictions. All right, that's a major victory. Oh man, that means the rest I don't have to go back and re-edit that a ton of times. Yay! Good for us. Okay, so tomorrow the room reaction will post over here at this channel. Hi Alex. Says, hi Curtis, I discovered your channel last year for Home Alone 1 and 2 reactions. Just wanted to ask, do you have a favorite NFL team? I do. It's the Cowboys, and they pissed me off this year. Until Jerry Jones gets the hell out of it, Alex, it's getting hard to be a Cowboy fan. I see they went and got Zeke Elliott back, which I don't think that's a terrible move. But considering they could have had, oh my gosh, why is his name gone on my head? The Titans running back for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a freaking monster. Guy's barely human. I'm big into college football. So I follow recruiting. So I remember Derrick Henry from, videos of the days he was in high school, and that's almost comical to watch. That was literally like a man playing with boys. There were parents that wouldn't let their kids play in games Derrick Henry was in because they were afraid of their kids getting seriously hurt. He's been a monster his whole life. Iconic Simulation says, how long does it take you to edit videos and what software did you use? Just curious. I use Premiere Pro But that's because I had Premiere Pro long before I started doing YouTube, because I used to do video work on the side, weddings and shit like that. And how long it takes to edit the video entirely depends on the video. You know, how much editing there is to it. To give you an example, the raw files for The Room was an hour and 38 minutes. It edited down to about 32 or 33. And I'm trying to think, because it took me a course of 3 days. I'm trying to add up how much time. So it took me about 3.5 hours to edit it. Is the thumbnail still spirochrome? YouTube drives me nuts with that. And I put the different thumbnail up long before the stream started so that YouTube would recognize it. Hold on, Lex. I'll get right to your super chat. Let me see if I can change that. God damn it, YouTube. I don't understand why that's so hard for them. Oh no, see now mine. Now on mine I put my Curtis says Thanos snapping the fingers as the thumbnail. I don't know why you got the old one. Oh my God, YouTube. Liz says, congrats on getting to watch the greatest movie ever made. By the way, The Room is peak fiction, unironically. Oh, Wix. And while I say it in the reaction, you guys will hear, the thing that gets me, Wix, I thought when I saw, because you guys know we watched that series of clips from The Room in that video. That's what got the whole thing, the ball rolling. I went into this thinking, okay, those are the bad spots of the movies, and it'll be a second-rate movie with some really hilarious bad spots. The whole thing, I was stunned that the whole thing, start to finish, the writing is just all over the place. The cancer with the mom. Yes, it's confirmed I have breast cancer. Okay, shut up about that. Johnny, it's like, and well, I don't want to give away my whole reaction, but the establishing shots, everything was an establishing shot. You would go from a scene in their house, in a room, to that same scene in the house, in the room, same time, and they'd put an establishing shot in between it. It was, okay, thanks, Morgan, for being in here. I was blown away, Lex. I was honestly blown away. Zombie Warrior says, thoughts on the final boss, Dwayne Johnson? I think they're working that angle really well. I think that's some good storytelling. Austin says, thoughts on CM Punk and Drew McIntyre storyline. That's pretty good. That's unfolding well. My favorite tag team from WWF and WCW. Well, my favorite in wrestling always goes back to my childhood. So I loved when Tony Gurria and Dean Ho used to tag. Who are some of the others? The Road Warriors, though, were probably my all-time favorite tag team. Yeah, like Quasar said, we never learned if the cancer was resolved. It doesn't even get brought up again. It's just like an aside as she's talking. Yeah, I got cancer. I got breast cancer. My titties are going to fall off. And with Lisa, she doesn't even give it a second thought. Oh, it'll be fine. But yet she cries over everything else. Anything else that goes wrong. Denny with the loan shark there or whatever, she's blatting it. But her mom having cancer was just like, shut up about that shit. It was so amazing. Jacob says, my favorite NFL team is the New England Patriots. They got some challenges ahead. They got a lot of rebuilding to do. Who'd they pick up in the draft? Which quarterback did they get? I forgot now. Oh, was it the kid from North Carolina? I can't remember. So many quarterbacks went in the draft. I can't remember who got what. How is my sax life? Chrome, I don't know if that was a typo or you're just being humorous. My sax life is so bad it might even be worse than my sex life. Because I can't play the sax either. Luke says, fun fact, originally the scene where Johnny saves Danny from the mugger was going to reveal that Johnny is a vampire and has a flying car which he rides away in after the fight. No, I'm not joking. Alex, you got to admit that would have been a little bit awesome. That may have worked on a bunch of levels. It was Drake May, the kid from North Carolina. That's what I thought. I saw Drake May quite a bit in his college career. I'm like, yeah, he could end up being a really good pro. He could end up being a career backup too. He's a tough one. Sajil says, one day when I'm rich and successful and famous, I'll make you wealthier than a Miami stripper. Shit, yeah. And do I get to take off my clothes too? Like a Miami stripper? I hope so. Hydra says, I'm a Steelers fan, Curtis. So excited for the new season with Russ and Justin as our quarterbacks. Yeah, that's... I never... In the 70s, I hated the Steelers because they used to kick my Cowboys' ass in the Super Bowl. But as I've gotten older, I have an affinity for Pittsburgh anyway because the team sport I've been a fan of the longest is baseball. And the Pirates are my favorite baseball team. So I've always had that connection to Pittsburgh. And so as I've gotten older and at least got a little bit over Terry Bradshaw and company kicking our ass in the Super Bowl, I've grown to like the Steelers. That was so funny. Fuke says, did you open the door today? Open the door. That was awful. That was just so terrible. It was hilarious though. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Chrome says, I self-censored because I don't trust YouTube. You're joking about a scene from the room. Yeah. The sex life. Yeah. How's your sex life? Open the door. Yeah, Christian. Oh, that was funny as hell. Kaiser says, how much of a crack shot are you? Well, with a real gun, I'm actually, well, always have been. I haven't shot in a while now. I was actually always a pretty good shot, way better than I am at Call of Duty. But I grew up around guns. We lived out in the country. We could go right out, literally in our backyard, and target practice. So I used to spend hours and hours just target practicing in the back. And with a rifle, I got real good. Without a scope or anything, just open sights, iron sights. And I was good with a pistol, really good with a rifle. The SML movies, FX guy, have not been popular here at all. Not at all. Yeah, Big Green. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. It's just so iconic. So deservedly iconic. Zuchen, now, I'm not doing video reactions right now, Zuchen. This is just a chat stream. Look, says, second fun fact. Throughout the movie, you can see photo frames with pictures of spoons in them. This is because Tommy bought a bunch of them in bulk and couldn't be bothered to take out the filler. Really? What the hell? And Kaiser says, did you manage to catch a can flipping off before you send it to the Shadow Realm? I have not seen the other John Wick movies yet, Rosalina. I haven't. I have not. If we get back to them, it'll probably be, well, again, hoping this happens, once the Grandpa Curtis Reactions channel takes off and I move movie reactions over there. Shooter says, hey, Curtis, I think you mentioned before that you don't like wearing a suit and tie. No, I don't care for it. Why is that? I'm a guy that likes wearing suits. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't have anything against suits in general or people wearing suits. I think they look sharp. It's just not my thing. I'm just not comfortable in it. I like being in t-shirts, shorts, or no pants, that type of thing. I'm just more comfortable that way. But no, it's not like something I have an issue with. Looks at, so whenever they do screenings, talking about the spoons, screenings of the movie in theaters, people will bring a bunch of spoons with them whenever the frame appears, throw them at the screen while cheering. I've heard that going to the screenings of the movie can be a lot of fun. Just from you guys. I've had a couple comments, private messages, it was something, of people telling me that they've gone to screenings and whenever the movie goes out of focus, they all start screaming focus and stuff like that. Zombie Warrior says, "Do you subscribe to anime and manga YouTubers?" No. No, I will occasionally watch videos from anime and manga YouTubers, but not subscribed. Uh, Big Purple Pop says, "My mother wants me to make my girlfriend working at McDee's vouch for my little brother, 15, for a job. He's lazy, unclean, and refuses orders, so she can't put her name on the line. Am I the asshole? Not at all. You the asshole for saying no? No. 100% you're not. You don't. I don't believe in that shit at all. You don't give somebody a glowing review that's not genuine to take your own name down. That's what a review is about. I mean, that's putting your own name in place of theirs, saying this person will be a good employee for you or whatever whatever you're standing up for them for. No, I wouldn't do it either. See that? I think you get what you deserve in life. It doesn't matter the relationship. I'm not going to lie for you and put my name out there when I know that you're not going to do a good job at something. Kaiser says, apparently Tommy Wiseau hates the book version of the Disaster Artist, but loves the movie since it glosses over his background more. Really? I want to see the Disaster Artist now that, of course, having seen The Room, now I want to see it. Excuse me, I got such a tickle in my nose. I guess freaking Coke. Anbu says, did you know Adult Swim used to air The Room yearly? Was it Adult Swim? Because it's funny you said that, Anbu. Somebody just told me that. What day was it on? It's on a holiday. It used to get played, right? They didn't say it was Adult Swim, but they just said it was on TV once a year. And I just read it not too long ago, and I forgot what holiday they said it was. April Fool's Day. That's right. It was. Thank you, Chrome. Yeah, somebody had just told me that. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, indeed, Big Green. Random Lobster, all-time favorite TV show? Oh, that's tough. I grew up in the TV era. That was our only entertainment, so I've seen lots of TV shows. Boy, I don't know. I just... Oof. Oh, man. I don't know I can pick one. I can tell you this. When we get back to it, if it continues at its current rate, Always Sunny will be up there. I was enjoying the hell out of that one. That is so my sense of humor. But outside of that, it'd probably be cartoons. That's what I watch more of than anything else. And, of course, I love South Park. I love Family Guy. Always love The Simpsons. There's a lot of them. Oh, sure. Prisma says, do you remember Hogan's Heroes? Very well. I see nothing. Oh, used to watch that show all the time. Lex says there was one April Fool's where Adult Swim aired The Room for 24 hours straight on loop. I like the fact that Tommy Wiseau has, from what you guys have told me, has a healthy attitude about the abuse the movie takes and everything. Because if we didn't know it was the case and had gotten it, people have said it came right from Tommy, the horse's mouth, I would have never believed that wasn't a work. At least at some level, they weren't intentionally being bad. Because that's everything between the acting and the script, the script being all over the freaking place, it's hard to believe. I haven't seen Community, Kaz. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but I haven't seen it, no. Chrome says, so we've got 20 episodes of Fairy Tail left. If you had to guess, which show knocks Inuyasha out of first place again? Ooh. It's so hard for me to tell, Chrome, because like last time, Frieren came out of nowhere. I'd never even heard of it before. And it came through like gangbusters in one. So it's hard to say. Yeah, we'll be setting up that set of we're talking about the shows that get voted in at the Goosh, guys. But we'll be setting up those nominations in the poll very soon. You have to remember, though, once we finish Fairy Tail, we're going to have quite a few episodes of One Piece to catch up on. because that follows Fairy Tale, and then we'll get into the new show. Gurren Lagann. Yes, I've seen several episodes. Big Purple Pop says the golden age of television is something we'll never get back, but always have. I agree. I will say this though. Brax and I were just talking about cartoons the other day because, as I've told you, I was a cartoon fan my whole life. But I will say, I think the best era of cartoons was when he was a kid. It was even better than my era when I was a kid. And he was born in 2000. So that late 1990s into the 2000s, the cartoons were just amazingly good. You think it's going to be Justice League, Chrome? Could be. Could be. And Solara says, have you ever watched Neil Breen's stuff? No. Worse than The Room, just awful, but he's admitted he gets they aren't good and is just happy making them. No, that sounds like fun, though. That sounds like something I would get into watching. Big Green says, I don't remember the last time I watched TV. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, just obviously the technology changed everything, but when I was a kid, that was your entertainment. The TV shows. And when I was a little kid, you got 3 channels. We lived out in the country. There was no cable then. So it was difficult to get a signal. You'd have to play with the antenna, hold the antenna sometimes to get the channels to come in. Yeah, that's all you had were the 3 networks and black and white. And then when color TV came out, my family couldn't afford a color TV, but my grandma and grandpa had one. So my parents would take me to my grandma's house to watch Batman because that was my shit. That was it for me. But they would take me down there so I could watch Batman in color. I was like, oh, I nerded right out. Alex says, what do you think of YouTubers like Boogie2988 who have fallen from grace in recent years? I don't think you can make a general statement. Everybody's got a different story. Excuse me. And again, excuse me, guys, it's just generalities, but for the most part, when YouTubers fall from grace, it's typically somehow related to some sort of dishonesty. And I just don't get that. I've told you guys over and over, the only thing I can guarantee you, no matter what type of content we're making, is genuineness. I'm always just going to be honest with you. That's why we can do things like have these Ask Me Anything streams. I'll answer anything. I don't care. Well, for one thing, I have no shame, so. But if you're honest with people, you never have to worry about remembering what your lies were. And so many times, that's just what gets them into trouble. Rover says, Curtis, we don't need to hear about you playing with the antenna to entertain yourself. Well, I play with the antenna. The pencil. And not even, like a number 2 pencil, the little golf scorecard pencil. The mini golf scorecard pencil. Big Boss says, very true. Dishonesty is poison on this platform. Yeah, I mean, that's right. And, I have people ask all the time, typically, obviously, younger people, do you have any tips for starting YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And there's not a lot of tips to give, but that's the one I say. Just be honest. If you're going to want to build a community and you're going to want to entertain people, the least you can do is be honest with them. That's all. Don't pretend you're something you're not unless that's the actual shtick. But just be real with people. The eraser on top of the pencil. Thanks, Big Green. That's so weird. S-Blank says, same with him. For some reason, it displayed the Spyro thumbnail for me at first. Now it's updated. I hate when they do that shit. They talk, and it's funny, YouTube talks about us, that's against YouTube's guidelines. That's the old bait and switch. If I were to put Spyro thumbnail up on this stream where we're just sitting here chatting, I could get in trouble for that. So I make sure I have the thumbnail put up that I want to represent this stream, and YouTube doesn't honor it and puts an old one up. Jesus Christ. Goo Monster says, hi, you got an energy drink and a licorice ad. How you guys doing? That's why it says if you're yourself on YouTube, people are more likely to stick around if you branch out slash change your style. Yeah, I mean, again, that's just how I've always looked at it. But it's easier for me. I had a lot of years in entertainment and everything before I started doing this and learned a lot of hard lessons. Never had to learn that one. I've always been up front. It's just like when I did stand up. I was very you're doing material and you're doing an act. But if I was interacting with the audience, I was just being me. And when I would get thrown out of clubs, it wasn't because I was trying to be controversial or trying to do material that was edgy or something. It's just my sense of humor is fucked up. And that's, you just really get me. Chrome says healthy. LOL, that's far from the truth. Oh, I'm lost, Chrome. I don't know who we're talking about. No, he seriously thought he was making a masterpiece and would copyright strike reviews of the film for years. Creep to the actresses as well. I'm not sure. We talked about a couple other filmmakers. I'm not sure who that's in reference to. If that's Tommy or someone else. Oh, Neil. Oh, Neil Breen. Big Green's talking about him. My favorite wrestler of all time, Astro, goes back to my childhood, Bruno Sammartino. That's, he was the man when I was a kid. I loved Bruno. And you know how they always say never meet your heroes? Nah. I got to meet that man so many years later, and you could not have asked for a nicer, more generous, kind human being. Oh, Tommy. Really? I hadn't heard about that. Seriously thought he was making a masterpiece with copyright strike reviews of the film. Really? Yeah, Genscher said, I heard you love Golden Girls, right, Curtis? Yeah. That's just not my type of humor. You guys know me. You, that's what we do is spend a lot of our time laughing around here. You don't see any Golden Girls try not to laugh because that's one place where I could actually do well. It's just, and it's nothing against them. That's just not my type of humor. Chrome says, yeah, Tommy Wiseau, he copyright strike reviews of the film because he was mad people laughed at it. He thought he was making a serious drama. So I take it over the years he's had to just had to accept it, huh? That's why I says, since you're not there quite yet, do you have a general idea of what your ideal ending for Breaking Bad would be? I don't really think about it too much and stuff like that, only because I am just enjoying the ride, and the writing has taken me on such a great, phenomenal adventure that I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't even concern myself with how I think it'll end. I just want to wait and see what they come up with for me. So I really haven't given it any thought. Lord Loke says, I saw Bruno Sammartino at a show in MSG. He said hello and shook everyone's hand who wanted to say hi to him and wanted an autograph. He was just an amazing man that night I met him. I'll never forget it. Just such a good dude. Unbelievable. Oh no, and in fairness, Big Green, because my wife loves Golden Girls, so it'll be on the TV every so often. They do. There are some lines that'll make me laugh. I don't want to be overly brutal to it, but it's just in general not my sense of humor. Schedule for Breaking Bad, it's the same as it's been since we started. We have 3 shows that we're doing right now: Breaking Bad, um, Bob's Burgers, and Futurama. They air every other day. That's as fast as I can do the edits for those. Except when there's a movie, movies just get inserted and interrupt that flow a little bit. But it's been the same since it started. Astro says, also, who is the wrestler that mostly influenced your style, if any? I can't really say there were too many, only because my style of wrestling came to me over the years as I figured out what I do well. When I first started, I was just going to be like, I just going to be this great technical wrestler and so on and so forth. And I could technically wrestle, but as I started getting into the business more and more, I realized that as weird as it sounds, my body can take a lot of punishment. and I liked violence anyway. I even in theatrical performance, I like violence, and so I started moving that direction. Now, once I did, of course, you're going to idolize people like Bruiser Brody and later Mick Foley and stuff, but I got there kind of on my own just by what I could do that would get over with the fans. Excuse me. Austin says, I hate the Ultimate Warrior. He was boring. What about you and why? I don't care for Jim Hellwig at all because I think he was terrible for the business. We all know he couldn't wrestle worth a shit. Okay, that's a given. But just the kind of person he was backstage, and the trying. Not that Vince McMahon's a great guy, but trying to hold up a promoter on the night of a big show, holding him up for more money and stuff, that's just scummy. I just don't have much use for him. Chrome says he got into a fight with a nostalgia critic over it for years. Struck his video and Doe mocked him over it. The critic owns a physical copy of the film. The box referred to it as a serious drama. Now what the dog's going on about? Kaiser said, what's a movie you thought you'd hate but enjoyed, loved, and vice versa? Ooh, I don't know. The one that jumps out, Chrome knows this. We've talked about it. The only movie I ever walked out on, and of course I thought I would like it, otherwise I wouldn't have been in the theater, was the original Star Trek movie. And I wasn't a Star Trek fan. Again, TV was your babysitter when I was a kid. So I'd seen episodes here and there, but it was all right. But when the Star Trek movie came out, I wanted to see it. I needed to check it out. And they got to the scene where they took what seemed like a 10-minute pan of the Enterprise around and around and around. And I finally couldn't take it anymore and walked out. My favorite Mario game, Kart. That's not even close for me. I love Mario Kart. Rover says, Curtis, what do you consider a worse crime? Storing shortbread biscuits, cookies for you in the fridge, or only liking to drink warm water? I don't know. You have to be more specific because I learned from a friend of mine years ago. He's a personal trainer. Knows the business inside and out. He said water is better consumed at room temperature, so that's how I drink mine. It doesn't bother me to do it, and he had I don't remember. He had all the reasons why it's better to drink it at room temperature than to drink it cold. So if you're talking that type of warm water, it's got to be the biscuits in the fridge because that's how I drink my water. Favorite cake, all of them. My favorite game played of all time? Games depends on mood. I probably put the most hours into Call of Duty though. I used to love that until they, destroyed that franchise. But the early on Call of Duty games, even though I sucked at them, I really loved them. The as far as like a story driven video game, you guys had me play oh gosh, what is the name? The zombie game, guys, that's based on the TV series. It's going right out of my head. That was probably my favorite. That was fun. That was wildly entertaining. I had a really good time with that. So story driven. Not Last of Us, Chrome. Walking Dead. There it is, Zuchen. Yep. Yeah. And De Muertos. Yeah. Walking Dead was fun. That was a great story. Kept me engrossed the whole time. I liked that one a lot. Dayton says the voice actor that voiced Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist finished the final season of the original Star Trek that was scrapped. He hired actors and everything. Oh, really? That's cool. I didn't know that. Hi, Richard. Yeah, that was good, Chrome. That was a good game. That was a lot of fun. The talking bread. Goomaster says pie cake. Remember, pumpkin pie and cheesecake are actually tarts. Oh, that's a mood thing too. I'm a fat guy, so I like both. In general, probably a little bit of an edge to pie, but I ain't gonna say no to cake. Which movie is better in your opinion, Terminator 1 or 2? I gotta remember. It's been years since I watched them. One or two. They were both good. I liked them both. I would probably say one. I think I liked one a little better. Jeff says the plot twist at the end of the Star Trek movie was pretty cool. Was it? I never got to the end, Jeff. Like I say, once they start, it had been slow up until that point anyway. And when they kept doing that shot of the ship around and around, maybe over the years they've edited that down or something. I don't know, but it was more than I could take. I still remember it was. I lived in Vacaville, California. We only had the one movie screen in town at the time, and I walked out, went down to the library, down in the lobby. They had a few video games there. I played some video games and went home. Coconut custard pie is the best pie. I changed my mind on that one. I'm not big on custards. I would eat. I mean, I would eat coconut custard. I like fruit pies. Fruit pies. A good blueberry pie. Even apple pie, especially a la mode. Really? Chrome says, nope, it's still just as long in director's cuts, maybe even longer. Terrible Star Trek film. Yeah. That was, I don't know that was the worst, well, certainly not the worst movie I've ever seen, but that was the biggest disappointment because I was hyped to see it. And it's the only time I ever paid to watch a movie and then walked out on it. Oh, homemade baked apple pie. You're right. Look fun. Yeah. Between the taste and the smell. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. I do like chunks of fruit in the pies. Yeah. Yeah, Anbu. Yep. Well, that's Jeff. That's what Crohn's was saying all along. Crohn's was saying that the second Star Trek movie is much better. Excuse me. The Star Wars movie, John. Well, as you guys saw, I posted the reaction to one. What happened with me with Star Wars when the first three that were released, 4, 5, and 6, when they came out, I loved them. Went to all of them, really enjoyed them. And then they took such a long gap in between, I never really caught up with the others. And I think I've seen, it's been so many years, I think I've seen one other in the series along the way, but I don't even remember which one it was. And so now I went back, and now that the gang over at the Goosh, at our Patreon, had me watching the animated series, that made me get into it again. Certainly got me into the the Roger Rogers, the Aardvarks, and so I watched episode 1. I'm hoping to get to 2 and 3 as we go. Alex J. Boyce, the camera pan of Spaceball 1 and Spaceballs was a lot shorter than the Enterprise of Star Trek, right? And that one at least makes you laugh with the huge bumper sticker, "We break for nobody." Right? It was so bad. I've never forgotten it, Alex. Well, however many years ago it was the year that one came out. Had to be in the 70s because that's when I lived in California. Yeah, and I couldn't do it. I had to walk out of it. My favorite modern comedian? Going right now, probably Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's so goddamn funny. Goomonster says, to be honest, I'm not big on super sweet things, which is why a good forest blueberry pie or a savory pie are the ones for me. Oh, we have blueberry pies. Yeah, blueberry pie is the shit. Badass Larian says, anything, what is your opinion on the furry community? I don't have much of an opinion. My opinion on most anything is if you're not bothering anybody else, do whatever you want to do. If you are bothering someone else, then I got a problem with you. So I don't think you can. I know there are elements of the furry community that have created problems in the past and in the current. But in general, no, I don't care. My favorite character in Naruto. Well, actually, we went through this. We did the whole the whole round robin tournament on it, and it was Hashirama. Hashirama is amazing. I mean, when you're so badass that just having somebody has a few of your cells makes them badass, you're cool. Am I pro-life or pro-choice? I'm pro-choice. Clearly Kabuto, yeah. That's why I love these types of streams. They'll look fun. Look fun says, how do we go from pie and Star Wars to the furry community? It's all over the place, and I enjoy that. I like conversations that are all over. What's your take on abortion? I remember saying that you had a more unusual take. Oh, I don't know, unusual. Uh, See, as I said, I'm pro-choice. My I look at nuances of things sometimes, and they get me. I think that a woman should have the choice uh, of whether or not to terminate a pregnancy early on, obviously, because it's her body, and that life is dependent upon her to keep itself alive, keep itself viable. My only issue is people who are like-minded with me will try and tell you things like to get their political points across, that it's just a clump of cells. It doesn't feel any pain. All that may be true, but it just kills me when people want to do something, but then they want to sanitize it. The fact still remains: if you have an abortion, you snuffed out a life, because that is, that zygote is going to become a human life. And if you make the choice that you want to end that, I'm again, it's your body. I'm all for it. Go ahead and do it. But don't pretend, don't have to sanitize it for yourself to make it palatable. That's my only take on it. But that's in general. If people have to do something untoward or distasteful to themselves, they'll find a way to spin it to justify it. And I just don't like that. S1 says, put a bunch of undiagnosed ADHD patients in one chat room and try to count the amount of individual thoughts that are presented. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, Mike, that's one of the many things I love about these chats, is they bounce all over the place. That makes it fun to me. Codeman, I don't have any plans to. Am I an aborted baby reborn? Could be, BinTube. I could be an aborted baby, not reborn. Might not have been as successful as they thought. I did it just to defy them all, just to piss them all off. No, I'm not going back to watching Igota's Shinoko, because I'm not dealing with. I've done two of them since the last one you guys have seen, and both got blocked, and I'm not playing that anymore. And it's nothing, it's nothing negative towards little Karibo or anything. It's YouTube does it. They got blocked, so it's like, I'm not gonna play that game. Joe says, why are all your black shirts blacker in the center of a black hole? I've always just liked the color black. This one, actually, you can't see it well in the camera and the lighting I have. This one is dark blue, but yes, black is my favorite color. My favorite joke? I don't think I have an individual favorite joke, John. I can't even remember my jokes anymore. I used to have a whole library in mind of jokes that I thought are good jokes. Shit, that ship has sailed. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I actually have. Fortunately, I don't have to re-edit the room, so that will be up tomorrow. That's gonna save me a little time this afternoon. But I gotta go get my lawn mowed, and it is, oh shit, it's 85 degrees here. So I'm about to be a cursing, swearing, sweaty old man as I mow up and down this giant hill in the back of my yard. But this was fun. I will try and do these as often as I can, guys. I promise. Mostly it'll be things like today, where, okay, I knew I had to wait to see what the outcome was going to be on the room, if I was going to need to re-edit or not. And I figured, hey, just take a little time. We can all hang out and talk about absolutely everything, as you guys saw. But thank you guys for keeping the chat so fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. I had a really good time, as I always do. And again, I'll be back here, and we'll do this again as soon as I can. I'll talk to you later.